So the patch notes are out for the next season, and well, first of all, they didn't nerf anything that we wanted to nerf, aka USS 9 or Martyrdom, but I mean that doesn't really matter. We can deal with that, and that's not what I want to talk about. So they buffed a lot of guns. I saw only two nerfs. One of them was MG42, and the other one was Death Machine. And alright, I'm gonna say this. Nerfing MG42 is a good move by them because ever since MG42 got released in COD Mobile, it has been the most dominant and the best LMG in the game. So that's a good move by them to nerf it. Maybe change the LMG meta around a little bit so we can see other LMGs too, but they buffed everything else. They buffed like Fennec, HVK, KSP, Krieg 6, EM2. They buffed every other gun, and if you look at the previous patch notes, in the previous seasons, you can see the same pattern. One or two nerfs and a shit load of buffs to other guns. And so there are a couple of perspective on this. So first of all, you could say that it's a good thing, and I kind of agree too, because the guns are gonna be more balanced, so you have a wider spectrum of guns to choose from, and the rank is not gonna be that boring. You don't see only one gun in the whole rank, so that's good, right? But here's the thing. Around 7-8 months ago, when I was talking about the same subject in one of my videos, some of you guys commented an interesting sentence. So the exact sentence was, if all the guns are OP, then none of the guns are OP. And I really feel like you guys were right. This is the path that COD Mobile is walking on. Like, they're just buffing every gun every season, and my question is that, until when? Like, how much you gonna buff the guns? There is gonna be a point where you cannot physically buff any other gun. Like, how long you want to keep on buffing everything? Until every gun is a one-tap weapon? You see what I mean? So there is a couple of really big issues with this thing that COD Mobile is doing. So first of all the high skill, high reward guns are gonna slowly fade away. And I feel like high skill, high reward guns were one of the most interesting and one of the most enjoyable things to use and to watch. AKA snipers, AKA marksmans, shotguns, Like, why would someone want to use a marksman when there is a fully automatic gun that can kill just as fast, maybe a little bit slower than the marksman? Why? And I don't mean right now, even though we are kind of in that path, but I'm talking about the future. If they keep on buffing everything, that's what I'm talking about, And the other issue that I surprisingly don't see a lot of people talk about it is the importance of ping advantage. It's just gonna get worse when the time to kill is getting lower. So, for example, if someone has a 10 ms ping advantage over you, if they catch you off guard, you cannot do anything against them. It doesn't matter how much skill you have, it doesn't matter how much better you are, you cannot do anything because they just see you faster. And because of how insane the TTK is, you cannot react, you cannot do movement, because you're just dead with 3 bullets. It doesn't matter how much your aim is better than them, it doesn't matter if you are a better player overall, you're just dead because of the ping difference, and because of how broken the TTK is, you cannot react. Like, I remember me personally, around 3 years ago, whenever I was being caught off guard, I could have done something. I could have win that gunfight. I could have do some movement, break their ankles, and boom, he's dead, right? But right now, one simple mistake is enough for me to just be instantly dead. Like, if I don't pre-aim everywhere, if I don't count what I'm gonna do next, I'm just dead. And it's really obvious in my gameplays too if you compare it to the old ones. And yeah. So the other issue is gonna be the skill gap. Even as of now, the skill gap is just non-existent, but as we go down this path, it's just gonna get worse. Like, for example, anyone that you watch regularly, just go and compare their today's upload to their 2 years ago's upload. You can tell the difference. Tracking mattered back then. You needed to track enemies back then. Right now, you don't even need to aim. You don't even need to control your recoil because there is no recoil. You don't need to do anything. You just set your crosshair, you aim and you shoot and they are dead. Any flashy and any sweaty gameplay is just like this. They are all treating weapons like shotguns. And for a good reason, because that's just the best way to use them. Because of how insane the TTK is, you don't need to track, you don't need to control the recoil. You just aim, shoot, and they are instantly dead. And that is a really bad part. Like, every FPS character in COD Mobile is slowly dying. Anything that mattered in an FPS game is dying. Long shots, recoil control, tracking, like insane and flicks and really good tracking, they're all dying because they don't matter anymore. You don't need to do that. You're just wasting your time. You can just simply set your crosshair, aim and shoot, just like a shotgun. And I feel like you can tell. I don't think I'm bullshitting. I don't think I'm saying a bunch of baloney. That's why I'm saying go compare. Just go see it by yourself. Even in my old videos, go watch my older uploads. You can tell the difference between the gameplays. That's how worse it has gotten. And saying that these decisions are good for casuals are a bunch of baloney, it's just a bunch of horseradish. It's just not true. Any casuals under this video can agree with me that they just don't care. You know, maybe it's not affecting them in a bad way, but it's not benefiting them either. You know, these decisions are only affecting the casuals that are wannabe tryhards and are spending money on the game. This is only benefiting them. You know, the players that have ego and they think the mythic skins have more damage. Trust me, those people still exist. I encountered some of them even today. They actually think that mythic skins kill faster. You know? Yeah, they do exist, and this is only benefiting them. But the thing is, I don't want to say COD Mobile only cares about them, because again, this is gonna be horseradish. It's just not true. Based on the recent events, recent skins, and all of that, it shows that COD Mobile cares about the free-to-play players or other casual players too, but the thing is, it's killing the competitiveness of the game. That is what COD Mobile doesn't care about. That is what COD Mobile is just ignoring completely. The sense of being good, the sense of being in leaderboard, the sense of, you know, being the #1 in the world, it's just gone, because I'm so sorry to say that, but being in leaderboard doesn't mean shit anymore. That's why you don't see any of the OG leaderboard grinders being on there anymore, because it just doesn't matter. It's not about a skill anymore. It's only about who can play more. Like, legitimately, leaderboard used to show the skill of a player, but right now it only shows the play time of the player. It's not about a skill, it's just about who can play more ranked matches. And why would you want to do that? Why would you want to kill the sense of being good and being in leaderboard? Killing the sense of the high ranked is a really bad thing. That's why you don't see any new players or any new teams being added into COD Mobile Esports. Because like all of the players, all of the really cracked players in there are just OG players. There is no one new. Because first of all, in this ranked system, there is no place for you to improve. Secondly, there is no place for you to shine. There is nothing. Like, at the old times, there was the leaderboard. Right now, that doesn't even matter. Anyone can pick up the USS9 and perform good. And that is a bad thing. You want to have the high-ranked, the sweaty lobbies, the really good players lobbies. At the same time, you want to have the casual lobbies too. Just like how COD Mobile did it 3 years ago. You know, there's nothing wrong in that. And this is a really bad thing. And all of this comes down to buffing every gun so there is no skill gap anymore. And that is the most important part in my opinion. So, yeah, I don't know, that's just my take on all of the recent stuff. I don't think anyone can disagree with me on this. Maybe you can argue, but saying all of the things that I said is horseradish is a bit ignorant. But I don't know, let me know what you guys think about this in the comments. Let's just talk about it a little bit. That's about it, and I see you in the next one.